Hey everybody, welcome back. Marcus Graves back again with another reaction to Naruto Shippuden. If you enjoyed the upcoming video, please like, comment, share, subscribe if you're so inclined. And now, let's get on into it. Ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. It's like it almost sounded like that for a second. Ooh. Yeah, I knew something was gonna happen. For a second, I didn't know he threw that many, though. I was like, jeez. Yeah, it's kind of like a cockroach in that way. No shit, Sherlock. Fucking hate I mean, I know he's being sarcastic, but it just... Oh! Go ahead, Naruto. I don't know if this is gonna work. His glasses don't show his eyes, so probably not. Yeah. Oh! What I was saying before, I know he's being sarcastic, I just... Kabuto irks my soul, man. I just... Such a sycophantic kiss-ass. Ooh. I mean, the man is good, you know, we have to give him his props. He's good, but... He's good, he could just kiss my ass. Let's go. Building off of each other, literally with the wood. You remember that power, don't you? You remember that power as soon as they knocked your ass out. Yeah. What? I hope he's allergic. So... Get him out my ear. It's like Keith Hodge, out my ear. Fuck out my ear.
It wasn't flat. Get out my ear! Like, get the fuck out my ear!
People change, bitch. People change. Yep, like I was saying. He sees Naruto's heart, they can learn from each other. Usually it's always more one-sided than a two-way street. The way they're presenting them, it should be a two-way street of learning. But we're seeing his side of it right now. He's learning from Naruto. People change. Right. He's been trained so much to be a machine, learning to portray humanity. He's now questioning what is it to actually experience it.
今頃修行を終えてさらに奥の部屋にいるだろう。手当たり次第に調べれば見つかるかもね。ただ下手をすると藪をつついて蛇を出しかねないよ。
A reptile hunting. See, I can't remember how many animal metaphors such as this they had in Naruto proper. But this, the owl and the mouse when Kakashi Sensei and Naruto and Sakura were going at each other for the bells when they were in the forest about the trap at the bridge. There's a lot of animal metaphors going on, or animal imagery around the current situation that's happening. But also could be metaphor, like, of course, you know, with a reptile, you're thinking that Orochimaru, reptile, serpent, blah blah blah. Eagle comes, oh, maybe that means they'll win. But remember, it's imagery. It means there's always something, there's always prey. What was once a predator can easily become prey. So, as a wise man once said, there's always a bigger fish.
僕と桜、ナルトとサイの2チームだ。
分かったってばよ。
Yeah. No resistance now. It's like, you know what? I think I'm starting to see where you're coming from, bro. Now that we've reached the point where we are starting to catch up to where that first scene was in episode 1, I still question what was especially now that we're almost 50 episodes into the series, why show that scene then? It impacts the story in no way, shape, or form. You could have not had it and easily gotten to this point. Even in how they're opening the doors, Sakura, Yamato, Sai are cautiously open, peeking, stealthily looking. Naruto always, with his emotionality and his impetuousness, boom, just burst open the door. So even something as small as that, still conveying the characters. His brother.
ナルト君、
休んでいられるか。急に化した時のダメージがまだ。
I was thinking that. Still taking its toll. I mean, it's not like they've had a lot of time since then, so. Somebody get this man a sensu bean. Somebody call the goddamn EMT.
She's gonna need a medic. Somebody call the goddamn EMTs.
君を見ていると、なんだか兄さんのこと。
Remember, I had even said on that book, I'm like, a couple of them look like, well, I said the black-haired one looked like Naruto, but they do, even though that's supposed to be Sai.
どうしたんだ?
Finishing the book.
兄さんに見せたかった。二人の夢の絵を。
Said I remembered. Like they drilled the emotion out of him. It's almost like they drilled the memory and suppressed it. She's like, I know I want to finish it, but I can't remember how it ends. That's how it ends. His bond unbroken. His bond maintained.
君の執念はすごいけど、そううまくいくかしらね。
エロ仙人や綱手のばあちゃんと同じ伝説の3人だろうと関係ねえ。
He knows that's going down. Yeah.
オロチマルはナルト君が足止めしてくれている。
それより私はサイの方に用があるから。これで失礼するわ。
The hideout must be attached to his chakra. Because he felt that.
これそれは兄さんに見せたかった二人の夢の絵なんだってさ。その絵を描いた時初めて本当に笑ってた。
Yeah, you know what? And I completely missed that. He gave them both faces. A black book. Oh, wait, that was the one. Was that the one he had with the Ambu members in it?
これはアンドの者が己のターゲットを記す暗殺リスト。
このバツ印何なんです？
This means he fulfilled them.
なんでそんなものをサイが。
見ろ。
Oh.
まだバツ印がついていない。あいつの任務はオロチマルと団蔵とのパイプ役になることなんかじゃなかった。
I have a couple of theories. He said his brother died of sickness. What if he didn't? What if Sasuke had killed him and that was part of like Orochimaru's training for him? Or they want to get rid of him so that Orochimaru does not have an Uchiha body to transfer to.
だってさっきあいつはサスケを助けるって。それに本当に心から笑ってた。
Perhaps in his mind, saving him is putting him out of his misery.
それが全部ナルトを出し抜くための芝居だったとしたら。
Because of the picture that he drew, it does not seem like it was a tactic. Like he meant it, but he also still has orders. He's still a man, Sai, or young man, who's about following orders.
サイはこの葉に対する危険人物の処理に当たっていたんだ。そしてサスケもその危険人物の一人。
So simply because of his threat level, but either way, whether it would have been Sasuke himself or Orochimaru transferred over, it's like he's a threat. Okay, yeah, exactly.
そのためにサイはオロチマルに近づこうとしたんだ。この葉を裏切ったわけではなかった。
Right.
ただこの葉のためにと。
誰だ？
団蔵様の目的、君を葬ること。僕は君をこの葉へ連れ帰る。君を殺すつもりで来たんだけど。
あいつは
People change. As I said, that book represents him. If he did not have an actual breakthrough, then he would not have finished the book. Story-wise, I'm saying. But by finishing the book, you've conveyed a change has occurred.
つながり。そんなことのために俺の眠りを邪魔したのか。
The light at the end of the tunnel, a long dark hallway of searching. He's finally found what he was looking for. Naruto and Sakura. The gang's all here. Well, minus Kakashi-sensei, of course, but y'all know what I mean. See, and this would have been a reveal had you not shown it in the first episode.
あなたの任務はサスケ君を。
確かに僕の極秘任務はサスケ君の暗殺だった。けど命令はもういい。今は自分の考えで動きたい。僕は君のことをよく知らないけど、 ナルト君やさくらさんがここまで必死に君を追うのには何か訳がある。君とのつながりを
The lack of conflict with his character, I'll get into it in the review.
けどサスケ君、君には分かっているはずだ。
ああ、分かっていた。だから断ち切った。
Exactly. Sai wanted to discover it. Sasuke knew it, which was the point.
お前は弱い。なぜ弱いか。足りないからだ。憎しみが。
But because he also knew it, the bond with his brother, the bond with his people, he also knows the pain that it causes when it is severed, not of his own accord. Hey everybody, if you're enjoying the content, please consider heading on over to my Patreon page and becoming a patron. Not only will you be helping to support the channel, you will also gain access to exclusive content and benefits such as early access to my videos, full reactions, and my Patreon Discord. So, if you're so inclined, head on over to my Patreon page, the link is down below in the pinned comment, and become a patron. As I discussed in the last video, the fact of Naruto and Sai, you contrast the two of them, you make them conflict with each other, and you have Sai learning emotionality. You have Sai learning attachment, or if not learning them, learning how to reconnect with them. You have him, he has his orders to assassinate Sasuke, and as I said, you wouldn't convey the thing that was holding him back. He became a faceless warrior. But storytelling wise, to show that he not only drew his brother an attachment, but he also drew a face, thereby reclaiming and discovering his identity. That yes, that was not a stall tactic, that was not a manipulative thing, because the book is too important to Sai as a character. And is a representation of him. However, and I said that I would get into this during the review, the lack of conflict. I wonder, and maybe it will be explored later, but he has been trained to not experience those emotions. He has been trained, and yes, we see that he is trying to learn them, he's trying to see the bond. He wanted to see this bond through, to observe it himself and see what could come of it. But the other thing was, he's order driven. He's very regimented in that way. Should there be a conflict between his newly emerging emotionality, his newly emerging independence, his newly emerging identity, and the regimented, apathetic nature, culture that he has been brought up in? And what would that conflict look like? I think one way that it could have been conveyed was when he's there and you're thinking that he is going to assassinate Sasuke. Apparently he conjured the snakes in order to wrap Sasuke, not to like kill him, envenomate him, whatever the case may be, if you can even envenomate with a Jitsu snake. I'm not sure, but it was more or less a misdirect to make you think that he was going to when he was not. I mean, and technically you could say when he balled his fists before he said, "No, I'm here to save you." Technically, could it be argued that that was the conflict between his order and what he was trying to discover now? You could argue that what could have conveyed it more is if before Sasuke said anything, like Sasuke is waiting, like he's obviously aware of it, but you see the fangs and they're about to go for his neck and then stop. So that you see that he wanted to fulfill his orders as he's meant to, but his new identity, his emerging identities stayed his hand. That would have conveyed that conflict. Now that's something that could probably come later. But when a character has been a certain way, has particular characteristics and has been raised to have those particular characteristics, to have no conflict with those characteristics seems a limited avenue. But maybe that's something that they could explore down the road. And real quick before I leave, I do want to mention the bonds and the parallel between Sasuke and Sai, where one is seeking to discover the bonds, one has severed and is trying to continue to sever bonds. You have one that almost by seeking bond, by seeking emotionality, by seeking attachment, by seeking these things, that character is asking to experience pain. Because with attachment, with all these things comes pain when that attachment is lost. Even though Sasuke is after power, and he's after power to kill his brother, obviously it's because of bitterness from what his brother did, from killing his people, from killing his mother, from killing his father, from losing his own older brother to himself. You have one that, by proxy of looking for attachment and longing for that bond, is asking to experience pain, versus the one who's asking to not experience that ever again. And that is conveyed by how even-keeled, emotionless Sasuke has been for the most part. But particularly during this reunion when he talks about severing the bonds and he has the flashback to his parents, that's when internally you see the rage in his hand and how tense it is, the rage in his gritted teeth. You know, the rage of knowing what that loss means and that he can't do anything about it. And then that you show the bonds can be holding hands with your brother in camaraderie, in friendship, in joy. And on the other side of the coin, bonds can also mean death, bitterness, pain, and despair. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like, comment, share, or subscribe if you're so inclined. Check out my channel for all my other content that I have on there, my short films, reactions, reviews, breakdowns, all that good stuff that's on there, and much, much more to come. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.